Hey everyone, so I did like an Instagram poll again, just saying like which pick a card should I do. It was between what kind of psychic abilities do you have and a self love reading, and it was kind of neck and neck. For a few hours it was like 50-50, but then this morning I looked at it and psychic abilities had more votes again, but then I looked at it again and then it was 50-50 again, but I had already shuffled and made this little 3 deck thing. So I'm going to end up doing both, honestly, but I'll save the self-love one for a later date. Okay, so this one is the psychic abilities one because a lot of you seem interested in that. I'm just going to kind of jump right into it. Some cards have some doubles. The cards that we're using as usual, the regular cast and crew, the Shadowscape Tarot deck. We have the Roman Angel Oracle deck, and then we have messages from the Oracle of E, which is that, as like a bonus message at the end, okay? So without further ado, you can pause the video, you can concentrate on which one you want, whether it's a number or a certain bracelet, okay? So we have pile number 1 is this chakra bracelet. Pile number 2, last video I said the brown bracelet. This is actually a tiger's eye bracelet, so didn't even realize I had like a little healing bracelet before I even knew this stuff existed years ago. And pile number 3 is the evil eye bracelet, okay? So yeah, let me fix that. There we go. So yeah, just concentrate on a pile that you want. I'm just gonna get right into it because I want to make it kind of short. 4 piles usually take longer. 3 piles are a little shorter, but it's about like 4 or 5 cards for each deck. And again, some cards kind of doubled or repeated as clarifiers and all that. So we're just gonna get right into it, okay? So without further ado, pile number 1, okay? Just gonna move these out of the way as usual, and we're just going to jump right into it. So pile number 1, how to enhance your psychic abilities. You have the King of Cups in reverse. A psychic gift that you may have, it says Divine Passion. Something to further explore, we had 2 cards, and that was 3 of Swords in reverse and the Tower in reverse. Learning to follow your intuition, we have Guardian, that's Artemis. And then the message from Oracle of E is Leaping in Love. Okay, so as usual, when I like shuffle these cards, I don't really see what they say. I saw these pop up at the same time and I kind of just put them together, but these cards, I didn't like piece them together. They just kind of come out how they come out, okay? So I feel like, for one thing, I feel like this might be kind of like love related for some of you guys, of course. But I know that like sometimes spiritual awakenings and like psychic enhancements can come from like a deep spiritual connection that you could have, okay? So some of you could be dealing with like a soulmate or twin flame type of dynamic, especially with this divine passion that talks, it's like divine masculine, divine feminine. But let's just get right into it. So how to enhance your gifts with the King of Cups in reverse. Now this is a little confusing showing up on how to enhance it because it's in reverse, so I feel like in this case it's more like paying attention to the positive aspect of it, because I know that the Shadowscape deck, sorry, I'm like hiccuping right now, but yeah, the Shadowscape deck, they don't actually have reversals. I read reversals, that's what I do as a reader, and many readers do. But this specific deck, it's like, what you can do is like, if it's in reverse, you more so pay attention, like you pay closer attention to the message, and these are all in reverse, okay? So, I feel like for some of you, you may be kind of like keeping any sort of ability to yourself. This is more like, again, this is like romance related. Some of you could be a male, masculine energy with the King of Cups. This is water energy. But in reverse, the King of Cups is like, it talks about like emotional manipulation, moodiness, and volatility. So I feel like in this way, I feel like you have the power to kind of manipulate your abilities, if that makes any sense to you. I feel like a lot of you may be really great manifestors, I think this is also just kind of paying attention to like maybe channeling your emotions a little bit better and not being so moody, because some of you could accidentally be like kind of like dark arts, dark magic type of thing, like with your abilities. It might be more on a darker level instead of being like a light worker, like some of you could accidentally be like putting out like some, you know, negative juju, you know, out there, you know. You might need to balance out one of your chakras. I'm seeing throat chakra and like crown chakra as well. So the throat chakra, like in the reverse, it talks about disloyal, distant, self-righteous, quiet, and moody. So yeah, definitely a lot about emotions just being really moody. So I feel like maybe some of you guys, maybe your abilities kind of sprung from like a more of a dark place. You know, it could have been something that kind of like brings out your emotions, makes you a little like in your feelings. You know, again, this could be love related. It could be like you could be like kind of like in a separation phase, I guess. So I feel like I'm kind of getting with this card right here is maybe getting more in touch with your emotions. And yeah, especially if you are a masculine person, because this is the king, just being more in touch with your emotions, being more open to the idea of spirituality and not kind of like dismissing it, you know. But like that's just the first card. So let's just move on to the second card for now, okay? So a psychic gift that you have, this is divine passion. So again, you might be like kind of balanced out, like you might be sharing your psychic abilities with a twin flame or a soulmate connection. Maybe it's like, you know, you both awakened at the same time. You know, this says, be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? So again, like being in touch with your emotions and actually like kind of knowing what you want. Okay, so I feel like this psychic gift is, it could just be like divine messages, divine guidance that's always coming to you, maybe in dreams, maybe daydreams, you know, just like, maybe synchronized numbers as well, but just like always getting like some type of message from the divine that's kind of like the gift that you have, you know. So yeah, you could just be getting a lot of messages. You could have like your third eye open, okay? And also I'm seeing like a lot of root chakra, but this is about desire, so it's kind of like a mix of both, you know, because red and orange, or red and yellow, which makes orange. So this is like the sacral chakra. It's sociable, creative, independent, and satisfied. You know, it just talks about desire, okay? So you might have like a really big sacral chakra, okay? And that might be like the second stage of your chakra opening. Maybe your other chakras still need to be balanced out, but I feel like you're on like level 2, okay? So it's root chakra first, and then sacral chakra is second, okay? So yeah, for some of you guys, you could just like kind of manifest things through your passions, through your desires. Like maybe unknowingly you have some type of ability, again, just like maybe kind of like magician energy, like you're just really good at manifesting things, okay? So number 3, something to further explore. We have the 3 of Swords in reverse and the Tower in reverse. Okay, so 3 of Swords in reverse, that's kind of like forgiveness after heartbreak, after rejection, you know, just like releasing sadness, is optimism. It's just a lot of forgiveness, okay? And then the Tower in reverse is kind of like, it talks about like avoiding disaster and like a fear of change, okay? So further exploring, I feel like some of you may have trouble kind of like forgiving and forgetting. Again, like I'm saying, like your abilities may have sprung from a dark place, you know, so there may be someone that you need to forgive. Again, if this is like a twin flame type of connection, like something related to love, it could be something about divine, because you do have like this major arcana, this divine passion card, and even this guardian card. So I feel like it's just a lot about like guardian angels, archangels that are kind of defending this like connection that you could have with someone else, you know. So I feel like maybe just to further explore your abilities, maybe just like letting go of grudges, letting go of like things that kind of hold you back, like toxic type of energy, you know, so you can move forward and kind of expand and like open up your third eye chakra a little bit more, and just like get rid of all that negative energy that you keep with you. This is just forgiving and learning and moving forward. But I feel like for some of you, you could be forgiving just to avoid any sort of shakeup, to avoid any type of disaster. But there's just, with this card just being about like fear of change, some of you, again, maybe just so used to holding on to things in the past, and you need to kind of move past that, so that you can just grow more spiritually, okay? Because psychic abilities spring from like spiritual awakenings and just being a more spiritual type of person, not necessarily religious, just a spiritual type of person, okay? So maybe just a lot of forgiveness is happening with you guys, and just asking like, what do you want? How will you overcome this grudge? How will you overcome this like moodiness, emotional manipulation, you know? Like, I feel like that's going to help you with your psychic abilities to grow further, and it will help you with your spiritual awakening, just letting go of animosities, letting go of heartache, letting go of grudges and anger and sadness and moodiness, and just kind of like being in a more light-spirited energy, okay? And now we have learning to follow your intuition. We have Artemis the Guardian, and the card says, you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected, okay? So, again, I feel like for you guys, you really just get a lot of psychic messages maybe from your divine counterpart, you know? It might not even really be you specifically that has psychic abilities, you know, because there are a lot of reversal cards. This could be for some of you. Again, it's a general reading. Some of you guys could have them, some of you guys may not, but I feel like you guys maybe aren't fully awakened yet, and there could be, just some type of divine counterpart. Like, you could be the divine masculine, and usually the divine feminine awakens first. So for some of you guys, you could be in a twin flame dynamic, because it definitely seems very love related, especially with that, and I'll look into that in a second, and that's the divine number 7, you know? But, so just, she, her, the divine feminine, don't get hung up on gender, but the divine feminine counterpart might be awakened before you, and they might be sending you messages in your dreams, and, you could just be getting, like, kind of, like, spiritual downloads from them, and from your archangels, from your divine guardians. Like, they're just kind of, like, helping you out with this whole connection. You need to learn forgiveness, stop paying attention to things in the 3D realm and focus more on things in like the 5D, like your divine self, to be able to open up your psychic abilities more, okay? So this definitely seems to be a lot about like self-growth, spiritual growth, like twin flame, soulmate type of divine connection growth, okay? Some of you guys could be like in a karmic relationship right now. You could be like going through the stages of a twin flame and separation, and you're about to reunite with your soulmate. And again, you could just be getting a lot of messages from your divine feminine energy, and that is helping you awaken. But I feel like some of you are afraid of this. Like, I saw 1212, which is 3-3. Some of you guys are probably really afraid of this happening for you. You're probably like terrified of kind of unlocking this part of you that you never knew that you had. You probably need to kind of open your mind more. Again, this is optimism as well. So I feel like a lot of you are more like used to things in the material world, and you're not really like keen on this whole spiritual awakening stuff. It kind of maybe came at you so suddenly, and you don't really know what to do about it, okay? So, again, it could just be like your counterpart is the one that is actually like awakening before you are, okay? So like number 3 means it's a sign of completion. Your angels are with you, offering guidance. So that perfectly tied in with that. And then also number 7, you are in line with the divine and fulfilling your purpose. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely about like, you need to be able to have your own spiritual growth before, reaching your full potential. I just saw 1313. Some of you guys might see the number 4, okay? So number 4 is you may ask for assistance now, okay? So it could be like if you are communicating with the divine counterpart, you could like try to connect with them telepathically if you know how to do that. I mean, obviously, know how to do that, but like, maybe you reach out to them in your dreams. Maybe you can pray to them, affirmations, ask your guardian angels, like, please give me a sign. If you hear me, give me a sign. If I'm well on my way to this journey, give me a sign to let me know how far I'm coming, and then just like pay attention to any numbers that you see on a clock, and any other signs that you might see. Okay, and lastly, we have from the Oracle of E, just like a message to kind of tie things together, leaping into love number 7. I'll let you look at that while I read it. Okay, Romeo and Juliet, Bogey and Bacall. Yeah, Bogey and Bacall. They've got nothing on you. It's romance time, whether it's a new partner or falling more deeply in love with your own rock star life. Become besotted with your dream. Act as if it has already happened. Everything, as they say, is coming up roses, only this time without the thorns. Okay, so again, that really tied in the reading perfectly. I feel like, again, for a lot of you guys, you could just be involved in like a twin flame soulmate type of like divine connection. It might be in separation right now. You probably had to go through a lot of turmoil, a lot of tower moments. Like, this is like disaster, sudden realizations, sudden revelations, like a big shakeup. And now you need to let go of things in the past, old heartaches, so that you can expand on your psychic ability now, okay? So yeah, this definitely just feels a lot about like divinely guided type of stuff. I feel like maybe for a lot of you, you know, you may have been resisting this awakening for a really long time. Again, your counterpart might be fully awake and trying to connect with you telepathically, trying to connect with you through dreams, and you might be like very like reluctant to embrace this awakening, but I feel like now it's time to, and there's nothing to be afraid of, okay? Like you have, you know, like it's something that you actually really want, but you were afraid for a really long time to jump into it, but I feel like it's time to, okay? So, like I said, my readings always end up being like some type of like love related, like divine connection and all that, you know, it just happens. So, yeah, I feel like your counterpart is probably awakened before you did, okay? So thank you, pile number 1. Now on to pile number 2, Tiger's Eye bracelet. All right. So, wait a second. All right. So how to enhance your psychic abilities? We have strength. A psychic gift that you have. We have bodies of water and fairness. All right, something to further explore. We have the 10 of Swords in reverse. And then learning to follow your intuition, we have Inner Goddess. Okay, and then the last message from Oracle of E is right side up. And that's number 1. Okay, so pile number 2. So how to enhance your gifts with the Strength card. This is a major arcana. I feel like this is just talking about patience, okay? Like, you know, you may be like waiting for them to become stronger. Maybe some of you are aware of it, you know. You might be like kind of afraid that it won't really happen. You may be afraid that like you haven't reached your full potential yet, you know. But with the Strength card, this is also Leo energy. Some of you could be a Leo, or just something happening in Leo season, which is now. We have like a really like a super moon actually on the 31st of July, but this is a timeless reading though. But anyone who's reading this right now, something might resonate heavily with Leo season. Maybe last year Leo season you started having this awakening, and it might be something that has kind of been like a little burdensome for you at times, okay? But I just feel like the way that you can enhance your spiritual awakening, enhance your psychic abilities, is just being patient about it, learning how to control your emotions a little bit more. I see a lot of orange sacral chakra, which talks about desire. Okay, this is like being sociable, creative, independent, satisfied, you know. So just a lot of independence coming into it. So you might need a lot of time just kind of by yourself, okay? Just a lot of time on your own, a lot of like not being dependent on anyone else, maybe just kind of like a little more soul searching right now, okay, for you guys. Just being courageous, that this might be something that happened that's a little scary for some of you guys, or maybe again I feel like maybe some of you could be kind of like doubting this, you know. The other half of you might be like, oh no, I feel like there's something there, but like it's not fully there, like I can't like, you know, read people's palms right now. But like, you know, psychic abilities, it's more about like spiritual awakening. Like you don't have to be a psychic, you know, you don't have to do that with your life, but it's just like trusting your intuition more and like really opening up your chakras, your pineal gland. Everyone has a pineal gland, which is the third eye, you know, everyone has that, but it's clouded by like so many things, like fluoride toothpaste, you know, can cloud your third eye. Like there are a lot of things that can cloud your third eye. You can look that up, because I don't know all of that stuff, but I know that everyone has a third eye. It's just a matter of if it's not open yet. But yeah, I just feel like maybe a lot of you could be going through this whole journey for maybe quite some time now. Definitely something that was divinely guided with this major arcana card, but it's just be patient with it, okay? Like, you know, I feel like you're on your way to like reaching your full potential, okay, with your psychic abilities, all right? So a psychic gift that you have, we had double cards. Okay, so bodies of water, Sulis. So spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. And then we have Mott, fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So again, with the fairness card, just again a lot about like feeling like, oh, when is this gonna happen for me, you know, like maybe I feel like you don't really have that much control of them right now, and it's calling for you to try to control your abilities. Like you might have to like meditate, you know, some of you might kind of get into a more meditative state being by water, some of you, you know, just like more relaxed type of energy I'm getting. But the psychic gift that you have, let's see, because this is kind of weird how these come up for that question. I feel like well, with the fairness card, this is just kind of like getting things balanced out. This is about like karma, you know. I'm just kind of getting like what goes around comes around for you guys. I might pull a clarifier card for this because it is a little confusing how these two cards come up for this specific question. That's why I'm not that crazy about doing layouts sometimes, because like they do get really weird and it's like, what are you talking about, you know? But yeah, I just feel like some of you might live by the water, like maybe you might live by the beach or something, you know? But I just feel like that just being in that environment might kind of help you enhance your abilities more, you know? But I'm going to pull a clarifier card because that's like a really confusing answer, I'm being completely honest. Okay, so let's clarify these two cards for number 2, a psychic gift that this person has, pile number 2. Psychic gift. Oh. Just a second. Alright, this one kind of like fell on the floor. Alright. So, 10 of Wands in reverse. I'm kind of getting you might be an empath, because an empath is like a burden bearer, okay? So you might like, I feel like you can like draw on people's emotions, and like their emotions can affect your emotions, you know? So like, just with a fairness card, I feel like that could be, and also this is blue, it could be like indigo child type of thing. But I feel like with the fairness card, maybe like you really just you draw on other people's emotions, you know. I feel like you're all about fairness, you know. I feel like I'm getting more of the balance out the scales energy with this card, you know. This is justice, you know, in the major arcana. Some of you could be a Libra or could have Libra in your chart somewhere. But just kind of like seeking out the truth. Maybe you are the type of person like you can always tell when someone's lying, okay? You can always tell when someone's lying. You always want to seek the truth. I feel like you might be firm believers in karma, like what goes around comes around. Like I said before, I saw 2244. That might be a confirmation for some of you guys. And then with the 10 of Wands in reverse, this is kind of like, in the reverse, it's more like unleashing burdens, you know. This is like taking on too much, avoiding responsibilities. So I feel like you are just ones who kind of take on. Okay, actually, look. Definitely, I feel like you guys are empaths. Want to know why? Because you might be taking on a lot of other people's energy to a point where it almost feels like waves are crashing onto you. Okay, so even though this card initially is more of a positive type of card, I feel like the way how things are happening, you know, you're just like, your spirit really just draws on other people's energy, and it is very burdensome. Again, the empath is like, in biblical times, the biblical sayings, they're called the burden bearer. So a lot of you guys definitely could be empaths, and like I'm an empath as well, you know. You guys might have it a lot stronger, you know, and like you need to be able to control these emotions that are kind of brought onto you by other energies, you know, something that you can't really control, okay? So this is why you got to keep watching, okay? Because in the beginning I was a little confused, but then like now I'm getting to it. I'm like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. So yeah, a lot of you guys right off the bat, I feel like you're empaths. You can look up what that is. Some of you, I know empaths tend to attract a lot of narcissists, okay? It just always happens for empaths. So you know, you could have more toxic, narcissistic people in your life, and you need to kind of acknowledge who is what. Who's gonna have your best interest at heart, who really is like no longer serving you good, you know, and just kind of like take those people out of your life. I feel like you just take on a lot of negative energy from other people, because that's just like being an empath is like a blessing and a curse, because it's like a nice to have some type of psychic ability and be really in tune with your emotions. You know, some of you might connect well with animals, connect well with the environment, and like be really in like one with nature. You know, I'm getting a lot of nature, and again a lot of animal cards as well. But yeah, so I just feel like a lot of you could be could be empaths, indigo children, and it's just like very burdensome sometimes. Like you just take on a lot, okay? And we have like, look, 10, 10, 1, okay? Again, like I've said in a couple readings before, you in numerology you get like a double digit number and you just kind of add the numbers separately until it's a single digit. Okay, so 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 0, 1. So 1, 1, 1, okay? And 1 is like, it's like the card of like new beginnings, okay? Keep your thoughts positive, focus on your manifestations, okay? So try not to draw on people's energy around you, okay? Pile number 2, because I feel like a lot of you guys definitely are kind of like burden bearers. You really just take on other people's energy and it can really affect your mood a lot, okay? So I'm definitely getting a lot of empath energy, all right? So moving on to question number 3, something to further explore. So we have 10 of Swords in reverse. This talks about like inevitable end. You know, it's more like in the thought space because this is like thinking and communication. That's air energy, you know. But something to further explore. This talks about recovery, regeneration, but it also can talk about a fear of ruin, okay? So I feel like again a lot of you guys are just like maybe recovering from maybe like toxic people in your life, narcissistic people in your life, maybe just getting better control on your empathic abilities and not carrying burdens from other people. And once you start to kind of realize what this is, once you start to realize that this is an ability that you have, now that you know what it is and you know that you actually may be able to control it, I feel like you guys are gonna try to like recover and just regenerate from this energy of like bearing people's burdens, all right? Like just a lot of burden bearing, okay, in this deck. Also, heavy red and purples, okay, that's root chakra. So in reverse, it's like insecurity, self-pity, doubt, aggression, and fearful. And then this purple, that's like the third eye chakra. In reverse, doubt of intuition, scattered, inconsiderate, depressed, you know. So yeah, it's like really dark energy with this card, but I do feel like you will get out of that because that is temporary. It's just a minor arcana, okay? You will gain control of this, just a lot of strength just coming out prominent. You know, the major arcana usually is like the most important card of the entire deck, no matter what it is, you know. So yeah, I feel like you guys will eventually come out of this burden bearing energy and just kind of like, you know, you'll have more control on your feelings because you'll know which feelings are yours and which feelings are someone else's, okay? And you'll be able to get out of that negative energy, so that will help you recover from all these negative feelings you may have, because like, you know, it's not like a personality disorder, it's just you take on other people's emotions, okay? Like definitely whoever's watching this, you are an empath, okay? You know, so pay attention. Like if you ever have like old friends or family members that are like very narcissistic, it's because you attract them because like they are drawn to empaths. Like empaths tend to magnetically attract energies that aren't really good for them because they're supposed to kind of heal those energies around them, but then that kind of leaves them feeling like they're holding on to all these burdens. It could leave them feeling depressed, really sad, you know. So yeah, I hope that you can get out of that energy. You will eventually, once you are aware of it. You know, there are a lot of Facebook groups for empaths, honestly. Like you can join those and just like help conquer these emotions that you have when you're just taking on other people's energies, okay? Because it's definitely not a fun thing to take on, all right? And then learning to follow your intuition. This is inner goddess Aphrodite. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity, okay? So, yeah, when it comes to taking on negative energy like this, you need to really, really be on top of self-care, okay? Because you don't want to become depressed because of other people's energies rubbing off on you, okay? And again, that really tends to happen when it comes to empaths, okay? Empaths can be very depressed. They can be very sad, but it's not even their energy. It's just because like they feel for other people, you know? Like again, you may have like a really strong connection with animals, other people, you know? And I feel like you can kind of see their spirit, you know? You may empaths are also like a lie detector, you know? So you can tell when someone's lying. You can tell how someone's feeling, even if they say that they feel fine, you know, like you can like really read into someone's soul, okay? Like you can, like you might be like kind of like an angel on earth, you know, because a lot of like people believe that empaths are angels that signed like a soul contract to be on Earth to kind of make the world a better place. Okay, so I feel like you guys might have a lot of power to really like improve the world that you live in, through this empath ability. Okay, and then the last message is right side up from the Oracle of E. That is number 1. So let's look at that real quick. Okay, right side up. Okay. It is now safe to unbuckle your seatbelt. Doesn't matter how it looks, you're on the right path. Unseen forces are working behind the scenes, smoothing out the bumps. Okay, righting all injustices. Okay, justice. Any apparent blip is nothing but a reminder to pay attention, to say thank you. The scales are tipping in your favor. Everything is coming back into balance. Okay, balance, there you go. It's time to trust that what goes down must come up. Okay, so yeah, definitely very heavy believers in karma and what goes around comes around. There's definitely, like I was saying a million times, a lot of balance. Things are going to balance out for you. You're going to be able to balance out your emotions better and not take on other people's burdens, like once you are aware of this psychic ability. But definitely I feel like a lot of you are indigo children, and you just have empathic abilities, and there's a price to pay when it comes to being an empath, but I see you conquering it now that you know what it is, or now that you have an idea of what it is, and you can look up more stuff about what an empath is and just kind of see the basis of that whole thing. All right, so thank you, pile number 2, lovely people. All right, with the tiger's eye, with the tiger's eye, pile number 2. All right, doesn't matter, I already finished your pile anyway. So let's move on to the last pile. Pile number 3, the evil eye bracelet. All right. Pile number 3. Okay, so how to enhance your psychic abilities. We have the devil in reverse. A psychic gift that you have. We have be strong. Something to further explore. We have, Queen of Cups in reverse. You might be related to pile number 1 somehow. Okay. Learning to follow your intuition. You got 2 cards. It was receptivity and inner wisdom. Okay. Actually, shit, you got 3 cards. It was okay. Actually, you got another one too. So this was about transformation. Okay, yeah, you're the one that got like the triple cards at the end. Okay, so yeah, the other cards were single, but then the last ones were like triple. Okay, and then the last card is at your service. Okay, and 3 + 2 is 5 from the Oracle of E. All right, so let's see. I feel like pile number 2, just looking at the Queen of Cups, I feel like you could be related somehow to pile number 1, because pile number 1 got King of Cups. All right, so you could be the divine feminine counterpart and dealing with the divine masculine. You might want to watch that one after this one's over. I think this one is for you, but if you want to check up on the other person's energy, you might want to watch the first one. But anyway, that's for a few of you. So you could be in like a twin flame type of connection as well. But like more focusing on yourself, like you're not really like worried about the other person, but whatever, let's just get into it. Okay, so yeah, how to enhance your psychic abilities. You have the devil in reverse, so this is kind of like leaving things that you feel are like kind of like bounding you. The devil energy is like feeling bound. It's like addictions, it's obsession, but in the reverse, it's like detachment, breaking free, and kind of reclaiming power. Okay, so you could be breaking free from a karmic cycle, a karmic situation involving someone else. Again, if you are a twin flame and you're dealing with that type of stuff, you're breaking out of the karmic cycle of this connection. You're probably about to come into union maybe, and I see that with a receptivity card, but again, we'll look at it because this is a different type of reading, so I don't want to go all into that stuff. But yeah, I just feel like I just see you like breaking free of karmic situations, karmic cycles. This is a divinely guided thing that's happening for you because this is a major arcana card, and this will help you, like, just like, I feel like just a sense of self-love. This will actually really help you enhance your abilities. Okay, so yeah, just breaking free from negative traits and negative situations, negative people, okay? Reclaiming power, not feeling like defenseless anymore, okay? Just a lot of like, self-love type of energy, being strong, all right? Now, after I say be strong, so number 2, psychic gift that you have, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that segment. I don't know. Be strong. This is the strength card, and also kind of reminds me of the High Priestess, just how she's sitting and everything. But so this could also be like a major arcana card for you. But you are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Okay. So, I feel like I'm gonna pay more attention really to the colors of this card. So it's like purple, you know, this violet color, which is the crown chakra. This is about bliss and spirituality. This is respect for all, being an idealist, being connected, and being in the present moment. Okay, so that being said, I feel like maybe for a lot of you, just learning how to be in the present moment, you know, will help you and enhance your psychic gifts. I feel like your psychic gift is maybe like I'm kind of getting like wisdom. I'm getting a lot of wisdom with this right now. Again, like I might pull a clarifier card for you guys too, because pile number 2, like the way how, like I don't like doing layouts, like I say, because like certain cards that come out for certain questions are so confusing, and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? How does that apply to this? You know, so I'm gonna pull a clarifier card for Be Strong and just kind of see like what that really means for you. Okay. So pile number 3, clarify the Roman Angel Oracle card Be Strong for a psychic gift that they have. So what kind of psychic gifts does pile number 3 have? What kind of psychic gifts does pile number 3 have? Okay. 5 of Cups in the reverse. Probably just brought more questions than answers, but let's look at it, okay? So, 5 of Cups in reverse, this is like moving on, acceptance, and forgiveness. Okay, so, yeah, with that does kind of make sense with the whole being strong and just leaving toxic situations and everything. I feel like maybe you're kind of going through it alone in this type of spiritual journey, but I feel like maybe something that's going to help you with your spiritual awakening, help you enhance your psychic abilities, is just like moving forward independently, you know, maybe not forever, but at least temporarily, just being independent, being on your own. There's a lot of water energy I'm seeing right now, so you could be Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, you know, but just that like sense of like for what kind of gift that you have. I'm kind of seeing like maybe drawing in better karma for yourself. I feel like there seems to be kind of a theme here, especially again with pile number 1. There might have been like a lot of like traumas that you went through when you were younger, and just a lot of things that you've had to overcome, and you had to like kind of move forward with it, you know. So when it comes to like a psychic gift that you have, I feel like your guardian angels are really like rooting for you. I feel like they are constantly sending you messages, like affirmations of like just to be strong, you know. Like I feel like you might be very, very connected to the divine. Okay, let's see what else here, because honestly I might even pull another clarifier card, because like again the way how these cards are coming out, like I'm trying to interpret it, but I don't see these cards until it's on camera, so it takes a minute to like really think about what the hell it means sometimes, and the way how these cards came out, I'm just like, what? But so I might pull another clarifier card for this though, but let's just see here. Okay, so it's like, it almost seems like it wouldn't be a psychic gift, but I feel like flat out your psychic gift is about strength, you know, if that makes any sense to you. Just being strong, maybe being more determined, you know. This awakening could have like maybe taught you, if you're going through an awakening, it may have taught you to stand up for yourself, you know, being a little more bold in your life, you know, not backing down to anybody, you know, kind of coming into your own power. You might be a really powerful manifester, you know. You might have a balanced like crown chakra again. Very spiritual type of person. Okay, because like this, even like I mean, these are all goddess cards, but like this just looks like a goddess like on her throne, and you do have the queen card too. So kind of just like being in touch with like your own like goddess energy, your own divine spirit, you know, messages that are constantly like coming to you, okay? And just like learning like to move on to a cycle, you know, like learning how to kind of transcend through life cycles, and knowing like what to keep, what to let go of, you know. Let me pull one more card though, just to kind of make this as clear of a message as possible. Okay, so one more card. So a psychic gift that pile number 3 has. One more card. Because for the other decks, there was a double for this one, not a double for the last ones. Okay, so pile number 3, what a psychic gift that they have. Please clarify the 5 of Cups in reverse and the Be Strong card for what psychic gifts does pile 3. Okay. So, yeah, I do feel like some heavy manifesting with some of you guys, because the 9 of Cups, it's kind of like being very, like, satisfied, having a lot of gratitude. It's like wishes fulfilled, comfort, happiness, and once again, satisfaction. And again, there's a lot of water energy, so some of you guys could be water signs, okay? You could be heavy Scorpio. But yeah, I just feel like for a lot of you guys who chose pile number 3, again, you might be like, maybe some of you guys pray to spirit, you know, maybe you pray to like whatever God you believe in, you know. Some of you, you're always able to kind of move forward. I feel like a lot of you guys may have a more optimistic and more blissful look at things. Like, you don't look at the negative aspect of things, because even like this card is kind of a sad negative card, but in the reverse it's like moving forward, acceptance, and not like in a state of grief, you know. So I feel like for a lot of you guys who chose this pile, like, you know when to let go of things that are toxic for you. You try not to stay in that energy too long. Maybe in the past you were, so it's like how to enhance the gifts, or just to continue moving forward out of toxic people in your life, toxic behaviors, toxic life cycles, and just kind of being strong, and just kind of knowing that whatever you want, whatever you wish for, your spirit will give it to you, okay? So you're probably a top manifester, okay? You might be manifesting things in your dreams, you know. I'm also kind of getting some of you might be a little clairvoyant as well, you know. You might be clairvoyant, you might be a divine feminine, you know, and have like a divine masculine type of counterpart, you know. But I just feel like whatever it is that you want, it comes to you naturally, like when the right time, you know. With the right timing, things just kind of come to you naturally, and it's very blissful, and like things always kind of work out for you. So I feel like you might manifest a lot of good luck in your life, okay? So something to further explore, we do have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Now, the Queen of Cups in reverse, that is being a little codependent, which is the devil energy, which is like, so something to further explore. It may be like anyone that you're being codependent on in real life, you know. But let's look more into this. This is like also emotional insecurity. This is heavy throat chakra being out of balance, so you might have to balance your throat chakra more, say what's on your mind, okay? Sharing your gifts with others, you know, sharing your knowledge, you know, being maybe a lot of people rely on you for answers. Like, you're probably a very wise person. You may seem like you have like your shit together, and people kind of like look to you for guidance, okay? Like, maybe people always know, like, oh, you're very successful, you seem very put together, you seem to always have what you want, things always seem to work out for you, but they don't really know that there is a shadow side to you sometimes, okay? So yeah, I feel like you could be kind of like someone that provides guidance, like a wise person, and there might be people around you. I don't think this is really you, but people around you that might kind of depend on you for answers, okay? So you might be kind of like a little bit of a leader, you know? Like, you know, like you seem to always have the answers to things. Like, you know, you're going through this journey, and you're kind of like perfectly like making it seem like you have everything together, okay? So the last question before we get to the bonus message from the Oracle was learning to follow your intuition. So we have 3 cards, okay? We have Inner Wisdom, that's the High Priestess, that's number 2. Receptivity and Transformation, okay? So Athena, Inner Wisdom, You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Again, this is like I said, you seem like the type of person who always knows how. I just saw 4444, okay? You seem like the type of person who just always has your shit together, and people probably depend on you for answers, you know, like you just seem like a really like divine person, you know, like very spiritual. And I feel like you just always like kind of have the answers, okay? And with the 4 showing up, 4 is you may ask for assistance now. So I feel like people are always asking you for assistance because you just seem so wise, okay? No matter how old you are, you just seem like really wise for your age, okay? Also, for a lot of you, you probably have black hair because like each and every one of these women have black hair. You know, for this one, you can't even see her hair because she's wearing this thing on her head. You can't see her hair at all, but for a lot of you, maybe olive to tan skin, dark, like black hair, you know, natural, maybe like natural black hair, even if you dye it or whatever, but like I just feel like maybe your hair is naturally black, you know. But anyway, so yeah, like a lot of people probably rely on you for messages. And then receptivity, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. So yeah, the fact that this is showing up for the question that's literally talking about like how do you increase your intuition, learning maybe not always giving your energy to other people and kind of like letting it come to you sometimes. Again, you're very wise, so people are always like very codependent on you, and they're always depending on you for the answers, but it's okay to ask for assistance and seek answers in return, you know, to help yourself out. You know, don't always rely heavily on yourself. Like, look things up, join like a support group for, you know, people like you. You rely on other people for messages. You can watch other, you know, psychic pick a card videos, stuff like that, to kind of get more guidance into your own life and situations that you're dealing with. Okay, so just allowing yourself to receive like an energy of like unconditional love, allowing yourself to receive positivity all around. Okay, and the last card is Butterfly Maiden Transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. So the transformation card in the tarot deck, it's the death card. So some of you, again, could be Scorpio. There's a lot of heavy water energy. But yeah, I just feel like your abilities are really transforming, okay? I feel like what this could also mean is that, like, you know, you were already maybe very mature for your age, a very wise person, and maybe more recently you started to really receive more spiritual downloads from the divine, and now your gifts are just transforming like before your eyes. Like maybe it's like constantly happening for you, and this person, like, her eyes are closed, so yeah, you might get a lot of messages in your sleep. With the butterfly, maybe you have like a lot of spirit guides around you, like maybe a passed on loved one or something that's always sending you messages. But I just see a lot of transformation, okay? So you're at a place that you weren't at before. Maybe you didn't always think that you were going to like be a psychic or have any type of abilities, but you really just manifested it for yourself, okay? So, and again, you probably were always very mature for your age, very wise person no matter what, but definitely more recently, and maybe over like the past couple years or so, you know, your divine guidance, your psychic abilities have just enhanced, okay? And then the last card, at your service, and also this is 5, okay? 5 is about, that's like about change, movement. Let's check it like that real quick. 5, a powerful shift is coming. Your angels are helping you manifest your dreams, okay? So that's number 5 again. 2 + 3 is 5. So with the Oracle of E, number 23, at your service. Let's look at that real quick, and just I'll read that to you. So at your service, I hope it's comforting to know that there is a big universal butler who is working behind the scenes, taking care of all the details, making sure every little thing is turning out exactly as planned. Again, like, wishes fulfilled, what goes around comes around, just things are always happening positively for you, okay? This butler is as loyal as Fido, as determined as Diana, never ever give up, Naiad, as trustworthy as your own beating heart. So can you let him carry the tray? Yeah, receptivity, okay? Like, receive abundance that's coming your way. Receive abundance from your guides, because they are here to help you. And again, they probably are trying to connect with you in your dreams. They are telling you to stay strong. They're helping you overcome any type of obstacle in your life. They know that you may have been the person that people rely on, you know, or maybe you rely on yourself a lot, and they're like, no, you can lean on our shoulder. You can ask us for help. You know, we're here to help you transform. Okay, we're at your service. All right. So thank you, pile number 3, for watching. I hope that wasn't too confusing in the beginning. It started to pick up towards the end, but definitely just a lot of like just heavy manifestors, maybe a lot of spiritual downloads, maybe in your dreams, leaving toxic situations. You kind of had like a little bit of both piles, honestly. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.